What is up, guys? It's your Average Joe with Average Joe Raids. Today we're going to take a look at another Helicath clan boss video. This one is going to be Helicath fully max level, full masteries, in some better gear, but with not the cooldowns reduction for his A3. So if you watched the last video, it was Helicath pretty much unleveled and with a little bit of gear and the difference he can make in your clan boss team. This is going to be similar. He's speed tuned for the unkillable team, but he doesn't have the cooldown reductions rolled in for his books, and so it's not going to be an unkillable team. It's going to be basically an example of how Helicath can help your clan boss team even if you're running a killable team. So if you're new here, if you've been here before, hit the subscribe button. You can always change your mind later. We actually got around 12 subscribers in one day after the last Helicath video. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. We're just doing a lot of good things for a lot of players. I've had somebody leave a comment on the last video that said thank you for showing us what Helicath could do without crazy good gear. So I feel like a lot of content creators for Raid are releasing lots of really good videos, but they've been on their accounts for so long and they have such good gear. Any champion on the roster can look good because if you're putting great gear on somebody, they're gonna smack. And so what we try to do here on Average Joe Raids, we try to maybe make it a little more relatable to the average player. And so this video is going to be maybe somebody in the mid game. You have some gear to gear up a Helicath, but you might be lacking. For me personally, I didn't have all of the legendary books that I wanted to be able to book him out because I booked out Cantra the Cyclone for Hydra. And so let's take a look at my Helicath skills. All three of the books went into the A1, no books in the A2, no books in the A3. And so because of that, we're not able to speed tune an unkillable team with him yet. And so this will be a killable team, but it's going to show you how far Helicath's moves can go in terms of survivability. And we'll also throw in a little bit better damage dealers than we did last video. Last video was aimed towards early game players, maybe within the first 30 to 60 days if you were able to get Helicath. This video is going to be more mid-game, maybe approaching late game. Let's say you've got your champion roster built out a little bit. We're going to add in some better damage dealers, and we're going to see what he can do on Nightmare and what he can do on Ultra Nightmare. Can Helicath alone give enough survivability to a team without it being unkillable to still be able to beat that level of clan boss? So let's take a look at his gear that I updated here. He's got that 241 speed. This is for the supercharged Hellcat Deadwood Jedi speed tune. I will link this in the description, but basically the only requirement is Helicath, and he runs at a 241 speed, and the rest are DPS. And so I'll link that in the video or in the description below so you guys can take a look. But Helicath is running 36,000 health, 4,200 defense. This should be about 4,800 after I max out all the gear pieces. 241 speed, 100% crit rate, 130 crit damage. He has no resist or accuracy. And so you can see here, we only have three pieces that are level 16. Everything else needs leveled up. I just don't have the silver right now and not going to worry about it. So that's what we're rocking with him. And we will basically, let's take a look at right now at some champions that we might want to throw into this run. I'm going to probably aim more towards epics. And then if you have a legendary like Dracomore for Mashal or somebody who's nuts, then you can go ahead and throw them in. So we'll take a look here. Let's say that we run like, you know, I might be able to get like Venomage, maybe another piece of gear on Venomage, and he can run in there. I think. We'll just look for a perception weapon to throw in here. Something that's got some levels to it already. This should be decent. She doesn't have any crit rate, so she's not going to be doing as much as you would expect her to do. And she also doesn't have masteries, so, you know, no crit rate, no masteries, and that's You know, we can add her in there. We can add Taragi in here. He'll do a little bit of ally protection and also some more poisons and decrease attack. Let's say that we can add in. I think we added in Farrakhan in the last run. We can put him in again, and maybe like a. Who else can we put in here? Maybe like a Fane. I know she's kind of a meta damage dealer, but just kind of like, let's assume that you have one really good damage dealer. She's not built out like crazy. Like, she's not 100% crit rate even. 163 crit damage, 218 accuracy. So she's just in kind of like some extra gear for my faction wars. So that's what we'll use. And let me see here. I think I'm going to have to... Actually, I might have a clan boss key in my mailbox. Yeah, I do. So we'll start off on Nightmare, and I believe Nightmare is 39 million damage for the top chest. So we're looking at about 10 million damage to be able to do a 4-key, using all 4 keys to get the top chest on Nightmare difficulty. And so if we can get over 10 million, then we know, if you get into maybe like 20 million range so that you're 2-keying it, that's when you know that you need to move up to the next difficulty. And so we're going to try a Nightmare run, and if it goes really well, if we hit the 20 million, we'll run an Ultra Nightmare run and see basically what's happening there. So let's take these guys out. We wanted to put in Helicath. Who else do we say? Venomage, Iragi, Farrakhan, and Fane. And so our healing here, we actually don't have any healing. Basically, Helicath is our survivability. Taragi's got some ally protection that he's going to give us. Venomage does have the damage reduction if she can land her heal reduction on the boss. And then Farrakhan and Fane are doing the extra, just doing damage. So we will go ahead and run Helicath's aura for the extra defense. And we will just start it on auto. Again, we're not speed tuned. Helicath is at the speed for his unkillable team, the supercharged Hellcat, but we are not running that team because his cooldowns are not booked out. So we'll basically run it on auto and see what happens here. And we'll let him run wild. Hopefully we get to about that 20 million range. Something you can do, even though he's not booked out for his cooldowns, I could still run this through the not the optimizer, through the Deadwood Jedi calculator, and basically increase the cooldown amount for his abilities so that it reflects how he is without his books. And I could still basically speed tune this out and try to plan out where his moves go. So then if I need to put a delay on something at the beginning, I could add that to the AI presets. I could go into the AI presets for this team and make sure that Taragi doesn't use his A2, which would mean that he's only using his ally protection skill, his A3, and then his A1, which has a chance for attack down. So getting that decreased attack out would be good, and even though Venomage is a secondary source of that. So you can see here we are doing some decent damage. I mean, over half of the amount of turns. So I try to say, like, if you do about 1 million damage per turn, then that's pretty good, because let's say you can last 20 turns with this team. I don't know if we can or not, or if we'll last longer. But that's 20 million damage. That's a 2-key for Nightmare. And so we want to be pushing close to that 1 million damage per boss turn count. So I am going to take myself off the screen. We'll watch this clan boss run out, and then we'll talk about it afterwards, and we'll see if we need to go into an Ultra Nightmare run. See you guys later. Okay, so behind me, which you can't see, Helicath has 5.4 million damage just himself. Venomage has 827,000, Taragi 3.7 million, Farrakhan 3.6 million, Fane 4.6 million. And so, Venomage doesn't have masteries. I think if you get somebody in here who has masteries, they're going to be doing some more damage. You're going to be in this 2 key range. And so let's take a look at what an Ultra Nightmare run would look like. And we can either sub out Venomage for somebody who is going to do more damage, or somebody who is going to give you some healing, like maybe a Rector Drath or someone who is going to be a source of a decreased attack, can give you perfect veil, can give you some heals, because with Helicath's shield and block damage, he's going to be doing a lot of that, but you're not getting any healing anywhere. Another idea would sub out maybe Taragi and Venomage, bring in somebody with some healing, and then bring in another like really hard damage dealer, more so than Taragi. So let's go here. We will buy another key with some gems. Which is going to be all my gems, but it's for the content. For the content! So, you guys are worth all my gems. Let's take a look here. Looking at another damage dealer we can use. I don't really want to use the legendary, just because I want this video to be as relatable as possible. But we do want to sub out Venomage, because honestly, he could be doing a lot more. We could sub it out for, let's see what we have on Stag Knight. Stag Knight does have War Master. He's going to bring the decreased defense, decreased attack. And he's also, like, not built like crazy. Like, he's kind of fast, but not tons of crit damage. Just some accuracy. Seeker is, like, built out pretty well. Let's sub out Venomage for a healer. So if we look at our Rector Drath, and this could be any healer, but she's a little bit fast, 227, 2,000 defense, almost 60,000 HP, and then she has like no accuracy, no damage. So she's just going to be in there to heal, give us the perfect veil, give us a little bit of heals, and we'll see what that does in terms of helping us out on Ultra Nightmare. So if we sub him out, for Rector Drath, and let's sub Taragi out for somebody that's going to do some more damage. Let's see, I don't have, you know what, just for the sake of the video, let's say you have a good damage dealer. We are going to put Dracomorph in here. He's on my current clan boss team. You know what? Fane is good, but I don't have Fane built out really well. So let's put Dracomorph in here, and it's not going to be a killable team. And, hopefully you have a really good damage dealer that you can throw in here. Somebody like Dracomorph or Fane. This would basically be the equivalent of my Fane being really built out in like my best gear, and then having a second damage dealer that's kind of decent, because right now my Fane is not built out super well. So, and then we have Rector Drath coming in here with some heals. So this is Ultra Nightmare. Let's start this out. We will let this run through, see how far we get. The run before on Nightmare, we are pushing into 2 key range, and so we want to see how far we get on this Ultra Nightmare, to see if maybe you guys can get your Ultra Nightmare chest, even if you don't have an unkillable Helicath team. So I'm going to take myself off the screen. I'll see you at the end of the run. So, did not go very well. 9.29 million. Helicath has a million. You can't see that behind me. Dracomorph bringing in a 5.3. Farrakhan 1.6. Fane 1. Rector Draft nothing. So, you know, Ultra Nightmare top chest is 70 million. This is not going to get you anywhere close. And so, a geared out Helicath in a killable Helicath team can get you to a Nightmare clear for your Nightmare chest. I think you can almost 2-key Nightmare. Maybe you can with your champs. And then you can also hit Brutal with your extra keys and get Nightmare and Brutal chests. But to get to the Ultra Nightmare range, you're going to have to build an unkillable Helicath team, which is another video that I will be bringing you guys in the future once I get mine booked out. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you're still watching. I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. I hope to keep making really great average content for you. So stay average, friends, and I will see you in the next one.